Hello everybody, welcome to another meeting, Dhamma meeting, where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of morality, charity, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajahn. As Ajahn suggested last week, I have tried to maintain the awareness of the skeleton or the skull of my body or other people's body. And it is difficult to maintain the awareness all the time because after a while, some thoughts will come in. So I have to go back to my mantra to stop the thinking. And then sometimes when I imagine the skeleton or the skull of myself or other people's body, sometimes there is some sadness appear and the mind starts to become weary. So should I continue this practice or I just go back to focus on developing mindfulness as before?
You do the same thing, but when you feel weary, you should go into meditation and calm your mind first.
Okay,
your mind is not calm enough to contemplate on the truth. So you have to switch to meditation to calm your mind. And after you come out of your meditation, then you can then contemplate again.
Okay, so I still continue to try to develop that contemplation from time to time. Is that right?
Well, it's up to you. You want to see the truth of the body. You want to get rid of your sexual desire. You have to see the skeletons. If you don't want to get rid of it, then who's to tell you what to do? Don't you know what the purpose of contemplating on the skeleton?
Yes, I know, but should I stick to the mantra all the time or now, sometimes I do the contemplation and then when it is weary, then I go back to my mantra.
Well, you have to decide for yourself. I cannot tell you every step of the way. I can tell you in general, if your mind is weary, then you should meditate to calm your mind.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, then Ajahn. Okay, thank you very much.
Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have no questions at the moment. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Professor Ken from Bio, Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Ajahn. I have no question at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Kwan Liman from Malaysia.
Ajahn, I don't have any question yet. Thank you.
Okay, Anura and Ramya from New Zealand.
Hi, Ajahn. So I have no special question today, Ajahn. Just happy to listen in. But in terms of practice, so I started doing more daily practice in the early morning. So feeling better every day. So it's more positive development. So when I started doing that, so even at work, it gives a bit of a more positivity when at work and feels energetic as well. So that's just my comment. Yeah.
Yes, you have to push yourself if you want to move forward.
Yeah.
Because the practice is the one that will push you ahead. Studying is just to know the right method of practice. But it's the practice that you have to put the effort in. Mindfulness, calm, samadhi, and alternating with wisdom development. Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a question? So sorry, I have a question, Ajahn. Just came to my head.
Sure,
So sometimes I in my dreams I see some dead relatives. So even though I didn't have any thoughts about them in the past, so I try to ignore. But whenever I do charity, I don't really share merit by thinking, but I just as a letting go. When I do charity, I just do it as a letting go. So what should I do in this instance, Tangajan? So should I share merit, or is there any value?
It might just be something in your subconsciousness. Subconscious. It's not the actual the spirit that contacted you. But if you want to play it safe, just share the merit if you have any for them.
Yeah.
Just play it safe. If any time you dream of somebody who passed away, then there might be a possibility that that person might be trying to contact you for help, maybe. So then it's usually customary for Buddhists in Thailand, especially, to do some merit, put food in a bowl or something, and then share that merit with the ones that you saw in your dream.
Yeah.
But if you're not sure, you can ignore it if you like. Maybe if that spirit is really persistent, it will come back again. Then you might know, maybe this is real, not something. But to be really sure, you should be able to communicate with that spiritual being. Ask him, where are you now? How are you doing? What do you need? Things like this. I mean, if it's really a spiritual being, you should be able to communicate with him or her.
So communicate means in dream or in?
Well, when you were in dream, that's why you meet them, right? So as soon as you meet them, if you can control your dreams, then you tell your dreams to communicate with them, or ask for some proof whether this is a real spirit or not.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
then if that person passed away, so about 10 years ago.
Yeah, it could be many years. And if the spirit wants to contact you, they can contact you. But normally you would have to have a psychic ability.
Yeah, true.
But if you don't, then they might contact you while you're sleeping. Like the story in the scripture in which a king, heard some really strange noise in the middle of the night, and he wondered what that strange noise was. So he went to ask the Buddha. The Buddha said he was your own assistant in your past life, and you told him to make merit for the king. The king asked this assistant and given the money for this assistant to do merit for the king, but this assistant somehow stole some of the money. So this caused him to be born as a hungry ghost or something. So he seek for the king's assistance for some merit. So the Buddha said, just do some charity and then share the merit with that being. This is where the thing about sharing merit came about, I think, from this story.
So if I do a dana and the sharing merits, are you just thinking in my head, mind, or?
You just dedicate it mentally. Say, I would like to share the merits that I have made today to this or that person who came in my dreams. In case you are real, you need help, please accept this merit, something like that.
So it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a monk who should tell the name.
I don't think so, because as long as you feel good from your giving, that's what you want to share, the good feeling, the feeling of happiness and contentment that you get from doing charity. You can share this because it's like food for the spiritual, for the spirit. The spirit is hungry. The spirit is not happy. The spirit needs some good feeling. Needs some contented feeling. You can share that.
Yeah.
But you have to first create it by doing charity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Understood. Thank you. Thank you.
How about you, Ramya? You have any question?
Not today, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
I'll go to Alvin from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have any question at the moment. Thanks.
Okay. Next is Rita in Bangkok. Rita, can you hear me? Okay.
Hello, Ajahn. Great to see here. Great to be back. I joined a couple weeks ago, and during that session, you had encouraged somebody to practice sitting without moving. And so I took that advice, and it's been very helpful. It's not always easy, but I found that to be very helpful with my focus and determination to just really stay kind of
stay put. Curb your cravings, your desire to move around.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have two questions. One is a little bit related to the person who just asked about the dream with somebody who had passed away. Last week I had a dream of somebody that I was pretty close to many years ago, but I don't think that he has passed away. So I'm wondering if we have a dream of somebody from our past who's still alive, does that mean anything? Should we send them like goodwill, or should we just ignore it, or what do you usually suggest?
It's up to you. Sometimes there might be something hidden there, maybe something to instigate for you to connect with that person. Maybe, I don't know. You can do it, or you don't have to do it. There's no particular way that you have to.
Okay.
You might be curious there. Maybe I should contact this person, maybe find out something.
Well, that did come to mind, but I thought it probably wouldn't be wise. So maybe I'll just focus on sending the goodwill and hope that all is well in his area. But so the other question I have is maybe a little unusual. Since I've been in Thailand, I've had the opportunity to go to several monasteries and meditate in front of these really large Buddha rupas. And I find that when I'm meditating in front of one of these large Buddha rupas, I have more of a feeling of like protection and maybe more of a inspiration compared to, sitting at home where I have a small Buddha rupa. But so I was just wondering if there's something about those large Buddha rupas that they're meant to inspire, they're meant to offer some protection, or if there's anything that you could share about that.
I think it's more psychological than real. When we are around something sacred, we tend to be more mindful and more careful, of our behavior. So location can be a factor in aiding or obstructing your meditation practice. So people sometimes go to India. They say if they sat under the Bodhi tree, they felt inspired. They feel there's something to them that caused them to be more concentrated. But you cannot rely on this thing for your practice. But maybe for just as a kickstart, maybe something like this might help to get your practice going. But once your practice going, then you would have to really, the best place to practice is in a quiet environment, natural environment like the forest. Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not much forest close to where I am, so I'll just have to kind of work with just being in this apartment that we're in. But it is quiet, and thank you for your thoughts on those large Buddha Rupas, because they're pretty impressive, it's really nice to be able to be meditating in a very Buddhist country where we can just go into these temples and just go meditate, most of the time, any time of day. So it's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. As long as you think it is beneficial for you, you can do it. But eventually, if you're more advanced, then you'll find that a natural setting, quiet setting will be more conducive, more supportive of your meditation practice.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Gavin used to be from Vancouver, Seattle, Washington, and now living in Bangkok also.
Hello, John. It's been a while, so I thought I should join and say hi to everybody.
You want to update and then everybody knows what's going on with you?
I guess I've been trying to go to the temple Wat Yannasangwararam to practice at least every month, for at least, at the very minimum, 10 days at a time. But each time I go, my practice improves. So it gets better and better each time.
And you've been doing a lot of fasting also, I noticed.
I started fasting, I think 3 trips ago, and it's been incredibly helpful. Thank you for suggesting that, Ajahn.
Did it sort of help push your practice ahead, forward?
It's just like you had been telling us through Zoom all this time that it's like a boost, like nitro boost for the car. And I never thought I could actually do it, but I'd like to try to conquer the fears I have, and fasting was one of my big fears. And it turns out that it's really nothing to be afraid of.
As long as you have the tool to deal with it, which is mindfulness and meditation. If you don't have this tool, you will not be able to do it, because your mind will be constantly craving for food all the time.
I found that if I actually get hungry, which is actually not that often, then just doing walking meditation will help it move on or disappear pretty quickly.
Yes, because your mind think of food, and that's what makes it hungry. Once you don't think about it, then the hunger disappears. Right?
Right.
So it is something good to force you to do more meditation, more mindfulness. If you're full, if you eat regularly, you're full. There's no cost for you to do any meditation. And the tendency is for you to go to sleep. It's when you're full in your stomach.
I'd like to eventually fast longer and longer, but I'm not sure at what point I might pass out.
You have to make sure, though, that you're not trying to keep a statistic, how long you can fast. You have to look at whether it is useful or not. You'll get to a point where the number of days of fasting will become useless. I mean, if you fast longer than you should, you will be able to use it for your meditation practice. Then you would not. Then you should scale down back to where it is and it's effective for your practice.
Oh, okay. It's good to keep in mind.
Sometimes you define once I can fast 9 days. Maybe I'll try 11 days. Maybe I'll try 15 days. So you're just going after the number, the days. But when you fast those days, you spend most of your time sleeping because you're so weak. And you don't feel it. Then you just try to keep the statistics, try to push the number of fasting days. And you shouldn't do that.
Okay.
I think usually 5 or 7 days is probably a good number.
Last time I was trying to go for 7, but I had good results by the end of day 6. Mm-hmm. So I felt it was enough.
Yeah, okay. Somewhere around there.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, anything else you'd like to share with?
I do have a couple of questions. When I come out of samatha bhavana sometimes and I look at my body, it's very clear that it's not me, myself, or I. Like, for example, my hand will look like a piece of rubber. Mm-hmm. When I'm in this state, what is the best way to practice?
Just tell yourself this is the truth, isn't it? The body is not you. You, the one who look at the body, is not the body. You are the mind. The mind who just happened to be connected to this body through the consciousness of the mind. The mind has the stream of consciousness that connect to the body, to all the 5 sensual organs: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. So the one who is looking at the body is not the body. But you use the body, the eyes of the body, to see the body. But the body doesn't know that it is looking at itself. The one who knows that it is looking at the body is not the body. It is the mind. That came out of meditation. And that was during the time when your mind becomes calm, and your delusion has been substantially suppressed. So the feeling or the thought of me and mine doesn't appear when you first came out of meditation. You see things as they are. Mm-hmm. That's not what your mind used to think. Mm-hmm. Our mind, if it hasn't been suppressed with meditation, it will constantly keep thinking me, mine, and myself. But when you came out of meditation, this thought of me, mine, and myself has been temporarily suspended. So you're just becoming just a knower or a looker of things. Okay. Then you should then reinforce it with your thought. And this is the way I think. This is the way it is. The Buddha said the body is not you. So you should try to look at it like it's not you, like it is somebody else. Then you will not have any problem with your body, because you have no problem with other people's body if they should get old, get sick, or die. So if you try to look at this body that you have as somebody else's body, then eventually you will have no problem with it getting old, getting sick, or dying either. Because you're looking at somebody else, somebody's body, not your body. Mm. You don't have a body, you are a spirit, you're the mind. Then you will have to face the test when your body feel painful, and you will see how you will react. If you still can maintain that knowledge that this body is not you, then you should not feel any bad. You won't feel bad. You just look after the body as you need, as you have to. If you have something, if you have a wound or something, then you have to put some medicine in. If you have a stomach ache, you have to get some medicine. But your mind should be calm and not anxious or worried or excited. if you can remind yourself, this is not me. I'm just looking after this body.
Okay. So should I just keep repeating this thought cycle while looking at my body when I'm in that state, or?
You have to be able to convince yourself, not just merely repeating the thought cycle. Really believe in what you see and think. And this is actually not me, not my body. I'm just the one who thinks, who knows.
Okay.
And you will see whether you pass the test or not when something happens to your body. When you get sick or you have an accident, you fall down and your body gets hurt, and see how your mind reacts.
Okay.
If you can still maintain that knowledge that this is not me, then you say, okay, why get excited or why get worried? Yeah. So this is what the purpose of trying to contemplate or remind yourself all the time that the body is not you. And then you'll know, then you will see whether you pass the test or not when something terrible happens to your body.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
John, may I ask, could you explain what Bun Kuson is?
Well, Bun is merit, bunya. This is a Pali word meaning merit. We usually translate into English as merit. We make merit tambun in Thai. Say make merit is tambun, and this merit comes from the practice of charity, morality, and meditation. Which merit can be translated into being happiness of the heart, not of the feeling, but happiness of the mind, which is different from happiness from the vedana. Vedana is a happiness when you see things. You see things and you like that thing you see. You feel happy. But this is the happiness from acting, from doing something good, which is different. And this one will stick to your mind longer than the vedana, the feeling of vedana. Vedana is anicca; it keeps changing. You can be happy one moment when you see something, and then the next moment somebody says something bad. You can feel unhappiness arising instead. But with the act of doing good things like helping other people or sharing things with other people, this tends to stay longer in the mind. Even though things around you might change, but this good feeling from giving will still remain. And whenever you think of it, you could still feel good from it. So this is merit. This is punya that you get from dana or keeping the precept, not breaking the precept. Like when you want to hit a mosquito, and you change your mind, say, "Oh, this thing has life, just like me. I respect." So you stop doing the killing. When you can do that, you feel good. You feel that you have achieved something good. And also the feeling you get from meditation when your mind becomes calm. These are all bunya, or merit.
Okay.
Why kuson means kusala. This is the word kusala in Pali. Kusala. Kusala means I think it's used with the thought. We have good thought and bad thought. Kusala dhamma, akusala dhamma, abhijato dhamma. Kusala means having good thoughts. Akusala means having bad thoughts. And abhijato means having neutral thoughts.
I see.
So this is how our mind works all the time, thinking something of good things, something of bad things. In terms of action, I mean, thinking of doing something good, thinking of doing something bad, thinking of doing something neutral. So this is how our daily activities is involved with our thoughts. Usually our thought will be usually neutral. Our activities are more for ourselves, for the maintenance of our body. Like we eat, we exercise, we go shopping, we work. These are all considered to be neutral karma, because you're not doing anybody harm or benefit. Good karma means the action that you take and benefit other people. Then this is called good karma or kusala. And the action that you take and hurt other people, then this is called akusala. Like killing, stealing, this is considered akusala action. While giving dana, giving charity, helping other people, stopping yourself from hurting other people, these are called kusala action.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I had to ask. Thank you, Ajahn.
You can search in the internet to see if there's any definition of the word kusala, Kusala.
Okay.
In Pali. There's another definition of the word kusala in Thai means intelligent or smart.
Oh.
Chalad, it means chalad, clever. Or wise, can mean wise. Wise thinking, kusala is wise thinking. And akusala means unwise thinking.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Aparajita from Dubai.
Good evening, Ajahn. Yes.
Yes, how are you?
I am well, and I have been practicing. I just have a short question. That's sometimes I like listening to my friends, and I tend to listen. But recently, I've been feeling a bit impatient just listening to people. So, should I just be kinder and listen, or should I take time out?
Well, it depends whether you have to listen to them or not. If you don't have to, then it's better to take time out. It's better to be alone.
Okay.
You gain more benefits from being alone. Because you can meditate, you can develop mindfulness, you can make your mind become more peaceful and calm than when you have to deal with other people. One of the things that the Buddha recommends if you are meditator is not to cling or associate with other people. Try to be alone as much as possible. Because if you cling to them or you associate with them, they tend to talk about worldly matters, which can arouse your anger or your greed or hatred sometimes. But if you want to talk with people who like us here, talking about Dhamma, in which you can learn and use it to help calm your mind. But if you talk about making more money, getting a new house, or this sort of thing, this is better. Better not talk about it.
Okay. No, I don't like those conversations, but yeah sometimes friends like to talk, and I thought it was nice to just patiently kindly listen, because some people like that. And then recently I've been finding myself a bit impatient. So yes, maybe I should just let it go for a while before I get a bit more resilient, maybe.
Yeah, because you're impatient because you didn't want to listen to what they say.
Yes.
But if you think and it's an act of compassion, then just say, okay, maybe they need someone to listen to their trouble. Then you say, okay, we just a listening board for them to vent out their whatever they have inside. You just keep listening and nodding your head, okay, and pretend that you're actually listening. But you don't have to get involved with the problems. Usually they tell you of their problems more than anything else.
That's true.
Just be a sounding board for them, so that they have somebody to listen to.
Okay. And during that time, to caretake my occasional irritation, should I just chant a mantra internally or something else? Or
yes, you can. If you feel restless or agitated, you just chant mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or which other mantra that you can use, that you like to use.
Yeah, Bhutto is good. Yes. Good. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Valerie Rossotti. Where are you from, Valerie?
Hello, Ajahn. Hello, everyone. I am from Seattle.
Okay, I forgot. Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. A question for you. Two weeks ago, I had asked about parami, and you started out with loving kindness, and I wanted to see if you can deep dive a little bit more on that. And the way I think about loving kindness is this perfecting the love, meaning that you don't, your love is not biased. And just wanted to see what your thoughts are on loving kindness and more details on how to, put that into being.
Well, actually, I interpret the metta or loving kindness to be friendliness. You should be friendly to everybody, whether human or animal, or even spiritual beings. If you should come into contact with any of these beings, you should show friendliness. Be nice to them. And if they need help, give them help. If they did something wrong to you, forgive them.
Okay.
Don't hurt them physically or mentally. Don't cause any physical or mental harm.
Okay.
This is what I translate the word metta, and the way to practice is to apply when you meet people. It's not for you to chant, and chanting or contemplating that is not the action. See? It's only when you meet people, that's when you have to show your metta or loving kindness. By saying hi or give a smile or something, not frown, when you meet somebody.
Okay.
And if you have something you like to share with other people, because you have more than you need, then you share. This is also metta.
Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like, because parami is perfecting those qualities, meaning that.
It is something you keep developing as you continue with your practice. Because there will be a time when you find it difficult to be friendly, especially to someone who's trying to hurt you, for instance, or someone trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
This is a test to see how much metta or parami do you have.
Yeah.
If you have, you might just ignore them, forgive them for their transgression, for their selfishness, for their harmful action or harmful thoughts towards you, for instance.
Okay.
If you can forgive them, you are showing metta, you're showing loving kindness.
And that in turn too, if I turn that around, so if I have, not so kind thoughts, I should turn that around and give metta to myself and just forgive myself. Is that?
You don't need to give yourself metta, This is selfishness, literally, to give yourself metta. You want to give metta to other people. If you feel that you cannot give metta, then you should use equanimity instead. Just to try to remain still and not reacting to that person. I'm not sure where the idea of giving yourself metta comes from. I don't know. It sounds strange to me, really.
I just hear it a lot.
Give yourself metta. What do you mean giving yourself metta? You love yourself anyway. The only time that you should give yourself metta is when you think of killing yourself. Then you should give yourself metta. It means you want to hurt yourself. That's the time then you should give yourself metta. Tell yourself to stop. You cannot hurt your body, your own body. Okay. You still meet? Your group still meeting every week in Seattle?
Yes, Ajahn. Yes, we meet Saturdays and Wednesdays.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I was just thank you for the questions on the dreams. Yeah, there's just been some dreams that are, you can't really, I can't really decipher, but yeah, your answers to those dreams are helpful. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Philip and Adeline from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. We don't have any questions tonight. Just happy to be listening in.
Okay. I'll go to Alfredo, who's been away for a couple of weeks now. Alfredo, what happened? Sao Paulo got mudslide and flood or something?
Yes. Today is raining a lot.
I see.
But it's hot. Spring, not summer.
Spring now. Okay.
No, summer now.
Summer. Okay.
Yes. The beaches, the water of the beaches is lost. The universe is changing, né, Bante? Syria, terremoto em Síria, em Turquia, terremoto, change the springs, né, Bante? It's changing. Is a little strange.
I see. Because of a climate change.
Yes, I think is the changing is for hot. I think no, but for Dhamma is indifferent, né, Bante? Dhamma is mind, né, Bante?
Yes. So you've been doing okay? Haven't seen you for 2 weeks. What happened?
Oh, in Brazil have a carnival.
Carnival, I see.
Yes.
In Rio de Janeiro or everywhere?
Yes, Rio de Janeiro too. And this year is big water in Brazil, in beaches. The water invite the little tsunami. A lot of people died. It's very problems in Brazil.
You mean strong waves?
Yes, strong waves. No, not waves. A lot of rain.
Rain. Okay.
Yes, rain. 100 millimeters. It's a lot. 60 millimeters, 100 millimeters.
Yeah,
a lot of rain.
Yeah, a lot of flooding.
Flooding, no.
Flooding.
Only rain. A lot of rain.
Okay.
It's very sad, Nebante. Very people's.
This is anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is the law of nature.
Yes. Yes. For Dhamma is better to live in forest, né? But the forest not have a lot of problems, né? Not beaches, not war. Forest is better, né? But I live in Brazil in forest in Cotia. Here is forest, né? Is
good. It's good place
for tranquility.
For peace and calm in the forest.
Yes. Not have a lot of rain, water is a little better. It's a little better.
Okay.
But is very problem in Brazil. There are a lot of rains.
Yeah.
Uma vez, once a time, I asked to other Bante, you not preoccupied of the peoples, that the people's dead, the people's have problems, the people's lost your house, lost your family, lost your health, né? And the Bante say me, is the samsara, né? Samsara is...
Yes, everybody loses everything. We came with nothing, and when we go, we take nothing with us.
Yes.
So it's no big deal when you lose something, because you have to lose. Eventually, you're going to have to lose everything, even your body.
Yes.
So you have to think like this, then you will not get excited when you lose something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, Bante.
Good to see you back.
My meditation is okay.
Okay, Ubeka. Keep Ubeka.
Udacha.
Udacha is restlessness. Udacha is restlessness.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Bante.
Right, we'll go to Uruguay next then. Ricardo.
Hello, Bante. Nice. Ajahn, nice to see you again. Happy to be back. Last week I had flu, so I couldn't be here with you again. I was not dancing in the carnival. I have one comment that sometimes the word kusala is translated by wholesome or beneficial.
Yes, okay. Good.
And the question I have is that sometimes we tend or maybe lead to find some stages of meditation. Stages of meditation. I know that meditation is to let go and not to achieve or get anything, right? But can you lead us or explain us which stages we might find in our meditation, please?
Well, when you meditate, you don't worry which stages you are in. All you have to worry about is whether you're concentrating on your meditation object or not. If you keep concentrating, then you will go into this different level of jhanas, and eventually reach the fourth jhana, when the mind becomes completely still, peaceful, and contented or happy. Yeah. If you want to know the different level of jhana, you have to look up in the text. The first jhana have thoughts, still having thoughts and having raptures, having, I can't remember what they are.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But when you actually do the meditation, sometimes you don't go step by step. Sometimes you go from the start to the fourth right away, like falling off a cliff or something like that, if your concentration is good. But sometimes it goes in step by step also. So when you practice, you don't try to use the scripture to force it to be according to the scripture. This can be counterproductive. When you meditate, you forget about the scripture, you forget about everything except your meditation object. That's all you want to do.
Okay.
Don't ask yourself, which stage am I in now? Am I in first, second, or third? This is thinking already. As soon as you think, you come back to the start again.
Okay.
Just keep watching, focusing. And then you can analyze it afterwards when you finish with your meditation practice. You say, today how my mind gets calm, quick or slow, or step by step, or or not through the step, just go right from first to fourth right away. You can do this after you finish with your meditation.
Okay.
But it's not really important. A lot of teachers, Thai forest tradition teachers, they don't read the scripture. They don't have education. They cannot read the scripture. They didn't care. As long as their mind is happy, that's all they want. That's all you want, is as long as you can keep your mind peaceful and happy. You have achieved your job, achieved your work. You don't need to know what the first step is, second step is, and so forth. Sometimes they talk about 16 steps of anapanasati. I say, I don't know any step. I just know one step. It's mindfulness of breathing. Okay?
Okay. And I have another comment, that is that not to be afraid of death. Sometimes I know the monks go to the jungle because there are snakes and all that dangers, right?
Yes, wild animals too. This is more to cause them to be more mindful. See, when you're in a dangerous situation, you have to be really mindful. Like if you are a bomb disposer, when you try to dispose a bomb, you cannot let your mind think about other things, right?
Right.
Okay. I think bomb disposer, I think, have a lot of mindfulness.
But Venerable, that I found that the jungle city, it's almost the same because
you got a lot of bad people around.
Right. You have to be very mindful all the time when I go to the city, because wow, it's very dangerous, very dangerous.
We call it the concrete jungle. The concrete jungle.
Yes, right. That's how we call it, concrete jungle. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next is Maria and your friend Yorokina. This is your last name. They're staying at Wat Yan right now. They're from Russia and from Brazil, I think.
Yes. We're here.
Okay. Did you find it difficult to get in the room?
No. We are not in the room now. We are in the yard outside. No, that's why it's so dark.
No, I mean in the Zoom meeting room. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have any question?
No question. Just happy. May I share my merits with everybody to be here in this wonderful place.
Okay. Did you see the forest that I asked the person to show you this morning?
Yeah, we went there. We did walk meditation.
Okay.
But for tomorrow, we're going to sit for a little bit.
Okay. So at least that there's a place where you can go and meditate.
We meditate in the future Buddha temple today.
I see.
In Maitreya temple.
Okay, good. All right. So you have no question right now? Okay, it's gone. Next is Gary from Singapore. Gary?
Good evening, Thanajan. No questions, just happy to be listening.
Okay. I'll go to Belinda, also from Singapore. Belinda.
Thanajan, good to be here.
Good to be alive.
Yes.
But actually, it's good to be dead also. If you think positive, if you think rationally, being dead is better than being alive. Because when you're dead, you don't have to worry about working, about eating, about looking after your body. You'll be in dreamland when you die. When you don't have a body, you exist in dreamland. You don't die with your body.
I think I could just tell. I just confess here a lot of akusala. So,
just comparing the time when you're awake and the time you go to sleep, which is better? When you go to sleep, right? When you fall asleep, all the stress, all the problems disappear from your mind temporarily. But as soon as you wake up, then all your worries and anxiousness and everything returns.
Dhanajan was like that at one point, and then I thought it was not so wholesome. Like somebody asking you about metta. Yeah. Sometimes I worry that when the unwholesome unconsciousness, when it takes over the kilesa takes over, I worry about self-harm.
Why worry? You're going to lose everything anyway. You take nothing with you.
Yeah, and at that moment, the kilesa is so strong that it didn't feel like it's this wakeful self. So earlier somebody asked questions about dreams. I had a dream too. I saw spirit. They were scared. I was scared, but no much reaction inside the dream. But thereafter, I also have wholesome. The scene moved on to a wholesome dream too. But it kind of gets stuck to still attachment. So, and after the dream, I thought it was quite a good scene, like if you make a horror movie out of it. So the mindfulness is very weak. Maybe some words of lecture from Thanajan.
Okay, is that all you got to say?
Maybe Thanajan got something to lecture me, or I thought I need some lecture.
Well, when you're in dream, you cannot control your dreams because they are being controlled by your good or bad karma.
And even if with this current wakeful life is still, we are in a different form of dream that we are still sleeping, right, Thanajan? I mean, the mind, it's like, it's.
When you lack mindfulness, then you can be daydreaming.
Yes. So are there remedies to this, Thanajan, or just like just accept it as is?
Stay mindful, then you'll be awake. Like the Buddha, he say, I'm an awakened one, because he's constantly mindful. When you have mindfulness, then your delusion will take over your thoughts, and you start to think, delusionally. Okay, just practice mindfulness. This is the remedy for everything. all mental illnesses arise from the lack of mindfulness. Okay.
Ajahn, would it help if I were to go to a temple to do dana? I thought I know that spirit. If somebody that I might have known.
Yes, it helps, but if you can practice mindfulness, this is more important, more beneficial than dana. But if you cannot do mindfulness, you can do charity first.
I find it helpful to be in places where people practice mindfulness strongly. Like I need to, like coming to this helps to raise mindfulness or help to raise consciousness. Or sometimes, Ajahn, there are hormonal issues. Like so I'm really a little lost, like as to how to manage. Or I should just let it go. I think just let this be at it.
Just deal with it as best as possible. That's all I can say. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn, for your attention. Thank you so much.
Next, Lillian and Lele from Bangkok.
Good evening, Ajahn. Lola, you want to ask us? You go.
Why when we get enlightened, we will not be born again?
Because you know being born is bad for you, see. So when you know that something is bad for you, you don't want to go back to it. Because once you are born, you're going to have to get old, you have to get sick, and you have to die. Do you want this thing to happen to you?
You want to die?
No.
Okay, then don't born. Don't reborn. Every time you reborn, you have to re-die.
Yeah, that's true. Understand?
Yes, I got some.
Okay.
How do we get enlightened?
You have to become a monk like me. Stay in the monastery. Okay? You want to come enlighten? Come and stay in the monastery with me.
You want to?
You want to?
Not yet.
The Buddha took his son to live in the monastery at the age of 6. After he became enlightened, he went back to the palace. Then I think his mother said, go to your daddy and ask for inheritance. And the Buddha said, my inheritance is enlightenment. So he took his son and go live with him in the monastery. And I think he eventually became enlightened.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, you want to come?
You want to come, Lola?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Any more? Okay. Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. I got no question, but I just came back from a retreat finally. And
how long did you go for?
8 days.
8 days.
I think it's very, very clear when you say that as lay people, it's really, really very hard to practice. But when you practice during the retreat, the intensity is really a lot more compared to practicing at home. So it's very clear when I went there, that point. Yeah.
Yes, it's more beneficial to be able to go to a retreat because then you can really practice full time.
Yeah.
If you're at home, you're usually a part-time practitioner.
Yes. It's hard to be part-time, to be honest. Yep. So I think I did progress a bit in my meditation. So hopefully can go another time this year, hopefully.
Yeah, you should try to go as much as possible. Make it a point to go to retreats whenever you can.
Okay.
If you want to advance in your practice, you need to have continuous practice.
Okay. I will try for sure. After the first experience, it's really very clear to me that it's very beneficial. Yep.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Tacha.
You're welcome. We'll go to Suchart in Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie, right? You're in Erie.
กับท่านพระอาจารย์ yes Erie Pennsylvania yeah I would like to if the boy can change my name will be okay but I try to but it doesn't work well by the way so yeah thank you for keeping from you it's on top in my mind and also Putto a lot of time I practice in meditation and only one thing sometimes when sit down meditate it look like itching so everything is itching I heard that someone said that it is true when I sleep
but when you watch movie you don't have any itch right when you watch movie no.
It's something
then it's your defilement it's your kilesa that causes the itching it doesn't want to be still.
Yes, but I said, I heard that on Sunday, that what you taught about, sit down, meditate, and let go, don't touch it. Yeah, it can't be it. It can't have to be touching it. So anyway, so I doing and quite a bit, a lot of time, and also I keep doing it. And keep myself calm down and without know you I probably go nuts by now but anytime I get angry stressed anxiety coming up so I said it's gonna coming and gonna go in minutes so I think I'm waiting for that so it is true it is work out. But again, so I would like to thank you again, and I will keep practice and Putto, and I follow. I know pretty much about your history, but I don't think as much. But I just try to admire that you finished the state university over there. So I said, oh, look like my dream in MIT in US too. So, but anyway, so that's what I thinking about. But anyway, so but all right. Just for now, thank you so much, and
okay. Keep use Butto. Keep reciting Butto. Stop your mind from thinking.
Okay. Thank you. So,
okay.
That's all for today.
Next, Sri and Czech from Vancouver, Canada.
Many participants today, so I don't want to take too much time. Just the comment that maybe the loving kindness to self maybe is from the like the Ahang Avero Homi, the like starting to. You said like to may I be free from enmity from danger. Like it starts from I, right, Ajahn? The sutta.
Aham Sukito Homi, yes.
Like start with I, right? Like when you recite the sutta.
I guess so. If that's the sutta, I don't know.
Is it like? It's because
I think metta is usually the circumstance that first is to come about was the Buddha taught monks about contemplating on death, I think. And then monks start to think that since I'm gonna die, why should I wait for the time to die? Then they're thinking about killing themselves. And the Buddha said, no, you have to then switch to metta contemplation instead. May all beings be well and happy. The mind's not ready yet to contemplate on death, and it can backfire. So the Buddha said you have to switch your contemplation from from death to metta. May all beings be well and happy, including yourself. I think there was a sense, a special circumstances that this thing is being used. I think somehow it's been twisted around to that you use it you use it every day for yourself. You're not having yourself, so what do you need to be metta to yourself?
And we like, this is like strongly that we love ourselves, right? Like it's like we already
and that is wrong also. The Buddha asked you to contemplate on this so you don't love yourself, but you not to the point where you want to kill yourself. That's all. Want you to let go of your attachment to your body. But if you contemplate too much or not clever enough, you start to think killing your body is what you should do when you contemplate on that. No, contemplate on that so that you can let go. So that you know one day this body is gonna die. And by clinging to it, it will cause you a lot of dukkha or suffering. But instead you use metta, may I live forever. You want to be protected, you want to, this is also wrong. That's the point of contemplating on death, to counter the perception of permanence in life. If we don't think of that, sometimes we forget and we think we're going to live forever, right? Or at least we wish we could live forever.
Yeah. You made a really good point, Ajahn. Yeah. So it's actually like the middle.
It's an antidote. If you take too much medicine, one medicine, then you have to take an antidote. If you contemplate on that too much, then it backfires. Then you have to take an antidote to stop it by switching to metta, loving kindness. If you want to kill somebody, even mercy killing, this is not metta. It's not mercy when you kill someone. You say it's mercy killing, but it's not mercy. When you kill somebody, it's not mercy. Like in the West, I think when you get sick, your animal gets sick, you don't want to see them go through the pain. So you just help them by killing them. And call it mercy killing. But this is still killing. And killing, there's no such thing as mercy killing. It's always cruelty. When you kill somebody, it's always cruelty. But your delusion can twist it around, make you think that you are being kind, killing other people.
It's a wrong thinking, Ajahn, right? Like that we thought that we're ending their suffering, but we are not. We are being cruel.
You're being cruel when you kill somebody or yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. We'll go to Diana from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I've been noticing when things disturb my equanimity, and I think it's because usually I have an opinion about something that happens. So trying to develop mindfulness more, so to be more acceptance.
Yes, it's your desire, your craving that causes you to lose your equanimity. When you see something you don't like, you want to change.
When things happen we don't like.
Yeah.
We have opinions.
You have to teach your mind that everything happens. It's the law of nature, and sometimes we cannot help, we cannot stop it. Things can be good sometimes, and things can be bad sometimes. But this is the way how things work. Anicca, not always good, not always bad. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sometimes neither good nor bad. But we always want we want something to be good.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't work out that way, we lose our calm.
Quite often I find it's because I don't like something, but really it doesn't matter. It's that causes the suffering, isn't it? That feeling. Whereas if we just accept it, then we don't suffer.
That's right. Accept equanimity, using equanimity. Come back to equanimity. Don't react.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. Is your son back from Thailand already, or is he still in Thailand?
Yes. No, he's in Edinburgh now, in Scotland, with his brother. So they're both working up there now. Yeah, but doing well. He's got a boxing fight for charity this weekend. So he was training in Phuket. He was training for the fight.
The kickboxing type of fighter. Kickboxing, huh?
I think maybe he'll finish soon because he thinks he's getting too old and too many hits. I hope you'll finish.
Okay. Next, Kafai Lim from Malaysia. Kafai.
Good day to you, Tanajan. I have no question today. Good to be listening. Thank you.
Alexa Aroka.
Sadhu Tanajan. Yeah, I'm here. Watching the tiger watching me.
What tiger? You have a tiger in your room?
No, yes. I mean, they call the Thai teachers the tigers, huh?
Oh, Thai.
The Asiatic teachers, they call them tigers. So I'm under the eye of the tiger. I'm going for my goals of achieve great things. I'm busy with that. Like Mongalana, he jumped with 2 feet in the pool water, right?
I guess so. I didn't read the scripture, so I don't know.
Yeah, the monk complained that Mangalana jumped they was thirsty, and then the Mangalana jumped with 2 feet inside the water pool. And then he was new monk, so he complained to Buddha, and then Buddha told him, don't worry, that's what he did this because he had 500 times reincarnated as a monkey, so he have this as an underline. I find it, I'm more or less like that when I see some, attitudes of me like this one, because I don't know different. I jump in and now it's almost with you 7 years, gonna make in August. And it feels like 7 years inside in number 7, just it's Buddha said that there is the moon and all clouds around, so it's already there, teacher. We just have to dissipate the clouds, and then we have to. What we want to know from Buddha, the Dhamma is the Buddhism is investigative science, as far as I understood, is also investigative science. And then what we want to know is that if that's true what Buddha told. And Buddha gave us the map. So I guess now I'm investigating inside the territory. So investigate memory, which is just a reflex from old systems we have, a nervous system, emotional system, cortex, frontal cortex, so it's thinking, and then all these things come up, I watch it, and then I see that I make it bigger than it is most of times. And when I have the rest, when I'm very rest, then most of times I have insight, and then I solve it most of times later. In the moment, it's very difficult to be ready for it, only with strong upeka. So when to finish this, what I say is, I will need all my energy. When you told me Buddha was enlightened in nature, where there is all organized, then I will have the right time to have it all time only for that. I don't have it yet. I'm still coming back from Thailand.
Okay. Is that all?
I think I said a lot, huh?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go to some. Yeah. Maybe later you want to say something more.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go to Dean. Dean, are you still in London?
Yes, Ajahn. I'm in London and I'll be here for a few more years. I have one thing to share with you and followed by a Dhamma question for your guidance. I'm very fortunate. Last week I searched online for Dhamma youth lineage in the UK, and I found, quite by accident, I found a temple that was formed about 4 or 5 years ago under Dhamma youth. It's founded by Longpo Tongyin Katapunyo from Wat Yannasangwararam Pakun branch. So I hesitate for a week. I meditate on it, and I found quite happy to make connection. And I went to the temple. So they got a land and a house, and they have laid the grounds for a small temple. Only the grounds for ordination. So that's the status. There isn't a really conducive place to sit there to meditate. So I met a small group of Thai supporters there. It's really small, only 2 monks there. So this is just the update on this, because I feel my connection to Dhamma youth very strong. But I also very deeply respect Ajahn Chah tradition. So if I may ask the question, is to do with the word gradual. I have a understanding that the process in the practice is, generally speaking, gradual. I've been following that kind of approach for the past year, but I'm a bit uncomfortable with that because for many years I have a very strong drive. I need your guidance because I was wondering my drive or my determination it should be held back and consider a gradual approach. But then I'm conflicted because isn't that determination important? But then I have to be careful. It's a gradual process. Is it because of my conceit or this spiritual ego? I'm struggling with this. So Ajahn, if you can direct me correctly on this, please.
Well, your practice, whether it's gradual or not gradual, depends on the intensity of your practice. See? Not on other factors, really. The more you put in, the more input, the more output you get back. It's just whether you can put in the input or not. That's the question. Some people can put in a lot of input, so the practice can become sudden. Some put in very little, so the output becomes gradual. So it depends on how much you put in. That will determine whether your practice is gradual or sudden.
Ajahn, can you talk a bit more about this? How much put in and this intensity? Can you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
Yeah, the input depends on your understanding of the nature of your practice. If you understand what you have to do, and if you understand the result that you get from your practice, then if you can see this, then this will really inspire you to put in more input. See? But if you don't understand what you're doing and what you will get from your practice, then this one won't inspire you to put in a lot of practice, because you still might have some doubt about this or that. So it's a matter of learning, studying the teaching of the Buddha. If you understand both the path and the fruits, then this will really make you inspire and give you a strong determination to put in your effort for the practice. But if you don't see, you don't understand the path and the fruits, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what you're going to get from your practice, and you don't have the inspiration to commit yourself to do the practice. I think another thing that will help you to make you put in the effort is if you can somehow experience some of the fruits from your practice. That if you can calm your mind even for just one second and see the difference when your mind that is not calm to the mind that is calm. If you can see this, then this can be a great inspiration for you.
Yes. Yes, you affirm my understanding that the word gradual is. I'm not comfortable with the word gradual because I don't know when I will die. It's too precious. So other people, out of their good intention, they remind me to be gradual, and I don't think I'm moving very fast. So I don't need to take on board this word gradual. It's really precious. Life is every day counts and every sitting counts. So I don't think the word gradual is necessary for me. So
yeah, it's not important. It's important how much you can practice, really.
Yeah.
So try to inspire yourself. And one of the ways to get inspired is to be close to the Buddha's teaching or his noble disciple teaching. And this can inspire you to do the practice. And once you start doing the practice seriously, you might be more inspired if you get the result from your practice.
Indeed, yes, Ajahn. That's why I'm speaking to you, because listening to someone's voice talking about Dhamma is very important. I know that very well. So thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay. We'll go to Christine Koe from Penang.
Ajahn, good evening. Actually, few days ago, I did listen to Dhamma talk. Then I did contemplate what is the explanation of one of the monk that elaborate anatta, and I not understand until I really contemplate again and again until now I understand what is 5 khandhas. Then Ajahn, can I know that is that good to always contemplate that to subside my ego and anything else, so it will come to the mindfulness instead of sometimes I lack of right effort to do the sitting on the meditation?
Well, see, understanding the 5 khandha is not important when you first start to practice. It's rather to understand what mindfulness is. And how to do mindfulness, how to develop mindfulness. And then Once you understand mindfulness, then you want to apply mindfulness in your meditation to get to jhana first. Once you have jhana, then you can then start to study the nature of the five khandhas. You are stepping over your first step. Your first step should be mindfulness and meditation for jhana before you go contemplate on the nature of the five khandhas. It's like you have to learn how to stand, how to walk before you can run.
I'll ask you one.
Don't get up and run if you could not stand or walk.
Okay. I should get jhana first. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
I will try. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Next, Evie from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Perfectly.
Ajahn, I have a question regarding about killing. What about the condition of parents who are sick and lying in the hospital, spending a lot of money until one of their children decide to inject the death needle according to their parents' message before getting sick? If I am seriously ill or in a coma, I don't want to trouble you all. Just make a decision so that I can die immediately, not suffer too long, and not make you all difficult for you all. This is often encouraged nowadays. Is this order appropriate according to Dhamma?
Well, you can do it, but you can do it in the Buddhist way. The Buddhist way is to not take the sick person to the hospital and just let the sick person stay at home and die naturally. See? But you should not inject some poison or something to cause the death of the person. This will be considered killing. But to not take any treatment, this is not considered killing. Just to let the body expire naturally without any interference.
Yeah. But it is impossible if we just let our parents lying there, no take them to hospital, just let them.
Well, you still give them food. You still look after them just like when they're not sick. That's all. This way, they won't burden your financial problem, because you don't use any money. You don't spend any money in the hospital anyway, and you're not breaking the precept. If you take it to the hospital and ask the doctor to inject some poison, then this is bad. This is breaking the precept.
With killing. And I want to ask about retreat. I never attended a long retreat. I only attended 1-day retreat or 3-day retreat. After we return from the retreat, we return to the normal life. Then our practice slowly seems to disappear. It seems like it comes and goes. How do we maintain the quality of the practice during the retreat in our daily life?
You have to go back more. You have to go back more often. That's all.
It's impossible.
Why not? Other people can do it. If you really want to, you could do it. You still cling to your comfort, of home. So you could not go to a retreat. You still cling to people.
Our duty.
You claim it's a duty.
Yeah. This is the Pali Bodha, Ajahn. Pali Bodha is like the something. Yeah, just the duty cannot, Ajahn.
Yeah. What about other people who maybe it's not duty, maybe it's more defilement. Your defilement usually like to find some excuse to disguise, to hide your defilement. The defilement is you want to enjoy the sensual pleasures. But you don't want to go to.
If we are householder, we have the duty, and that is the obstacle to our practice. Is that true, Ajahn?
I don't think so. I think it's your sensual desire. Your desire for sensual pleasure is the one that keeping you from going to the retreat. But you don't want to admit it. So you use the duty as the excuse.
Our husband can be angry if we go retreat.
Let him get. What happened if you die today? What would they do? Why don't you think like this? Ask yourself, if you should die today, what would happen to them?
That is the exceptional.
Well, going to a retreat is like dying.
Die for 8 days, die for 10 days only.
Maybe 1 year or 2 years.
1 year, 2 years, you don't have to come back again.
Then they will make do. They will adapt to your absence. Don't worry. Life goes on with you or without you.
Yeah.
You just make yourself important because your defilement wants you to use it as an excuse. That's all. But in reality, no one is indispensable, right?
It's like the strong rope pulling us, just pulling us not to go to practice the Buddha ways. Very hard.
Okay. All right.
And Ajahn, I still have one question. Many people who are old, getting old, will lose the enthusiasm, like the spirit. But many also apply the enthusiasm because of the principle that the body may be old, but the soul remains young. So sometimes I find the old man or old woman who have the too high self-confidence, so that from the way they dress, I feel inappropriate for their age. Even their lifestyle seems to follow today's youth. What is Ajahn view of the principle of the spirit of life like this? Is it positive or negative?
I don't care. It's not my business to know. All I have to know is myself. That's all. I don't worry about other people.
Yeah. Okay, Ajahn.
All
Thank
right.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Amy. Okay, Amy from Toronto, Canada.
Good evening, Ajahn.
You've been coming in and out of the room.
You notice everything.
Your screen at the start you're already in the room, then somehow you must have left it or somehow. So you have to go back and join the line again.
Oh, okay. There's a system. Okay. I think I'm catching on. And I'm also very sorry if it was disruptive.
No, not at all. It's just that it takes you a longer time to be able to get to your cue to speak.
Oh, I understand better now. Thank you. I was very happy to wait. I like listening to other people too.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, I have been continuing to practice in ways that you've recommended. So I did the Saturday again with better results. I was feeling better going into it. So I was able to maintain good mindfulness throughout the day. Like I had made determination, to try and for now just do these 1 days where like a lot of sense restraint, no, nothing digital, no going online, meditating, and keeping as mindful as possible. My main focus is kind of mindfulness training. So I had reported back to you that the prior week I made efforts, but my meditation was no good. My mindfulness wasn't that great either. But this past week was much better. And I feel that sort of a lot of your tips, including as soon as you wake up in the morning, Bhutto, 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 like just the first thing I think of now is kind of awareness of too much thinking and just stop it right away. It's a good way to start. And those kind of foundations seem to really build upon each other. So like every day starting like that. And then on the Saturday, I think you had recommended watching the body, but I was struggling with being able to do that effectively. But I think I made a bit of a breakthrough last weekend. And I just wanted to share with you, and I wonder your thoughts. I did find that watching the body was very useful. But the difference in terms of doing it better was kind of realizing that it wasn't just watching my physical body, but I was watching like a part of my body and the part of my brain that actually just tells my body what to do. Like dishes need to be done, go do the dishes. And it's like watching, I think like you said, like a puppet. That was more successful and useful for me than I think I was doing it wrong before. I was just trying to watch my body as it moves. Wrong or right, I guess the latter way was really useful in that it helped. I think it's helping me see that there's different parts of the brain. Like thinking, oh, I have to go do the dishes now, move my body over there is really different than papancha. And that's been really helpful. If you have any comments.
Well, yes, the purpose of doing this mindfulness thing is to stop your mind from thinking. The goal is to stop the mind, make it to become still when you meditate. Because when the mind becomes still, you find peace, contentment. That's what you want. But in order to get there, you need to have mindfulness. Yeah. So if you don't have mindfulness, when you meditate, your mind will be running all over the place. Mm-hmm. But if you keep training your mind with mindfulness all day long, so when you come and meditate, you'll find that your mind doesn't go away. It will stay with your meditation object. So that's the purpose of doing mindfulness, is to keep the mind in one place, really, such as your body. How you do it, it doesn't matter. Whether you want to think about what you do or you don't have to think about what you do, that's up to you. You can just say, I'm just watching. Right now, I'm eating. Right now, I'm washing my body. I'm brushing my teeth. Just keep the mind here and now with the body. Don't go think about, sometimes we eat and we think about what we're going to do next, where we're going to go tomorrow and so forth. This should not be done if you want to have mindfulness. If you want to stop your mind, you want to still your mind meditation. You don't want to think about any other thing except what you do. Some people find it difficult to watch. They can use the mantra instead. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Once you use the Bhutto, then your thought cannot come in. You cannot use your thought and Bhutto at the same time. Although I try, sometimes it succeeds. You can be using Bhutto and you also might be thinking when you first started. That's because your Bhutto is not strong enough yet. Just keep watching, just keep reciting Bhutto and disregard the thought that might appear in competition with your Bhutto. Eventually, your thought will then eventually become less and less. And your Bhutto will be more pronounced, more obvious. So you can do that also using the mantra, or you can change from mantra to watching, because reciting the mantra can be sometimes tiring, right? After you recite for a while, you might not want to recite, then you can then switch to watching your body instead. But sometimes when you watch your body, your mindfulness might not be as strong as using the mantra. So when you watch your body, then you start to go thinking about other things. Then you might want to come back and use the mantra again. So you can use both of them depending on the situation. But if you cannot stop your thought by watching your body, then you have to use the mantra. Once you start your thought with the mantra, you find that you're not thinking anymore, then you can come back and watch your body again. Understand?
Yes, thank you. I did use Bhutto as well, to very useful to switch. And it's really changed my meditation. Having this mindfulness practice, it's deep in my meditation.
Just remember the goal is to stop thinking, that's all.
It's a beautiful journey to understand that it really is. If I may, I just have one other comment about the metta to self question issue.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I've heard that in Asia, people don't suffer as much from shame and self-hatred, but it seems that in the West, there's it's very pervasive, if not a bit of an epidemic. So I've noticed that thinking about metta for self can sometimes be useful when those kinds of feelings come up.
Okay, if you think using metta will help solve your problem, there's no one to stop you. You can use it. Because maybe I never have any problem with myself, so I never use metta to deal with my problem.
I suspect so. Even reading your biography of Beyond Birth, it seems like you've always had a kind of steady confidence from a very early age.
Yeah, I tended to accept life as it comes. And I think I was fortunate that I don't have much inclination to hurt or harm anybody. So I don't feel any guilt.
It seemed as if you just didn't have an inclination to blame, really, either. Like others or yourself.
Just accept things as they come. Accept your lot.
Yeah, I think in the West, like there's a lot of blaming. If not others, it's as often blaming yourself, if not more. Yeah.
It's like in the West, you cannot do anything. You could be sued, whatever you do.
Yeah, it's maybe more litigious here than in Asia. I don't know. It can be quite litigious here, yes, especially in the US.
There's money to be made. There's less money to be made.
Yes, indeed. There's quite a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of people who'll pay for it. So especially, anyway. It's not the most conducive kind of climate, that kind of thinking. Yeah.
It's not metta, it's not loving kindness. It's dog eat dog world. It's a dog eat dog world.
It's professional blaming. Yeah.
Okay. But if you can use metta to make you feel better, that's okay or something.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Sulan from Singapore. Sulan.
Hello, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Happy to see you again, Ajahn. Are you okay?
Yes.
Good to hear. Just now I was listening to what you were sharing about kusala and akusala. Yeah, I thought it was very useful. Then I just wanted to share that like last night and this morning I was like having a lot of akusala thoughts, feeling a lot of ill will towards myself and also someone that I was feeling upset with. Yeah, but then I think too much akusala thoughts already. It affected me emotionally. Then but I got restrained myself from like letting my anger overspill or my will to overspill. So is restraining oneself also kusala?
Yes, yes, it's a wholesome action if you can restrain yourself. Then you don't get yourself into trouble. So if you cannot restrain yourself, then you might end up getting into a fight or something with someone.
Yeah, but although I can restrain myself like in terms of actions, but now I'm feeling the guiltiness of having akusala thoughts. Yeah. And also feel ashamed also that why I have like such bad thoughts. Yeah. So
it's good to have guilt, to feel guilty or ashamed, so that you don't do it the next time. So that's the purpose of having guilt, to teach you a lesson that to do something bad is not good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what happened at your end, but we keep getting a lot of loud noises coming in.
I think because it's yeah.
Okay, that's better. Oh no.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, you have anything else? We're running out of time, so I have to move on, okay? Or you have something else to say?
Yeah, I think one more question is on the part that I think Chet was mentioning that if that if he was mentioning about the mercy killing that part, that if so prolonging the life of as in choosing not to prolong the life of another person due to like finances, etc., is not considered killing. It doesn't have any bad karma.
Not treating the illness is not considered killing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Go to Mandy Smith from Canada. You've been away for a few sessions. You okay?
Good to see you, Ajahn. I have been following, just watching, but I've had a lot of challenges and a lot of. I wrote in a question just about trying to have upekkha when and accepting. I have a traumatic brain injury that had eye issues, and just trying to accept where I'm at, as opposed to keep trying to get better and better and better and better. I just want to accept like myself. So I'm just kind of working through that. I have been using my meditation to calm down because it gets, it works with the brain. So it really fires it up a lot. The vision issues. So, but I found out I won't be driving for another couple years at least. So just accepting that as well. it seems more and more like my life is living to the precepts, and I would love to be in Thailand, but I know that that's just not possible for me right now. Thank you for your teachings, and I appreciate everybody else's questions. They always fascinate me and make me think from another perspective and brighten my mind with your responses. Thank you.
Yes. Just try to accept your situation. If this is the way it is for you, try to accept it. Then you won't have any stress, any anxiety. But
in the West, they don't want you to. They want you to get back.
To fight.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a good fight, you should fight. I mean, if you fight and if you win, then you should fight. But if you fight and you're not winning, then why trouble yourself with fighting? So you have to look at the consequence of your fighting, whether it's going to be successful or not. If it's not successful, then it's better to give up.
Well, the doctors say that there's still hope for the future to drive, but you need to do more therapy and more therapy. And I'm like, oh, I'm 7 years into it. And I'm just like, I feel, but you can't choose that option not to. They push you to keep going forward to, right now, I have a lot of support, so I'm very grateful now. And I have the conditions to practice. But sometimes it is way overwhelming having to have these realizations. And over the past late 20s of my years and early 30s, I've just been almost disabled from work and everything. So it's been hard, but thank you for listening to me, and thank you for your advice. And
okay. You can always look on the other side. There's always two sides to a story. There's always a silver lining somewhere in you're unable to drive. By not being able to drive, then someone will have to drive for you, right? So you might want to go places less than you would normally go. Then you might be more stationary. Then it might be a lot more easy for you to maintain mindfulness and meditate. But you can look at that other side. There's always a silver lining if you know how to look at it. Like me, once I became a monk, I could not drive. So I decided not to go anywhere if I could not drive.
Yeah.
Stay put and meditate.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
But I feel there's a lot of pressure from society and family systems to not just accept where you're at and to sit at home and meditate. I guess it's other people's opinions shouldn't matter, but they don't see it as they don't understand it.
Well, as long as you understand, it's more important.
Okay.
Yeah, once you understand, it doesn't matter whether other people understand it or not. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Makes sense.
Okay. You just have to convince yourself this is good for you. That's all. And what other people think doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because this is what you can do. That's all you can do right now.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Just to be happy with your situation. Try to see the good side of your situation. Don't just look at the bad side. There's always two sides to the story.
Yeah.
You lose something, but you also gain something back without knowing it.
Yes.
Search for it. Search for what you gain from losing what you lost. You don't have to be stuck in the traffic. This is the first thing you gain. if you don't drive. You don't have to buy, you don't have to pay for gases.
This is true.
Insurance for your car and repair.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I think we'll have to go to Facebook now for the final questions.
Yes, there is one question from Facebook, and the questions from Aun. Good evening, Pante. Aun from Penang, Malaysia. Please, Ajahn, explain and advise me how to enter in samadhi or jhana to calm the mind. Because when I start meditate about 3 hours in sitting posture, but my nerves from lower leg start feel very numb and very pain. But I cannot overcome the pain feeling. The pain feeling more powerful than my mindfulness, although I use mantra, putto, putto, putto very fast. Sadhu.
Well, you just have to keep trying. Just you have to keep reciting the mantra. It might take a few trials before you succeed. So don't give up. Just keep trying. Just keep doing it. One day you might be able to overcome your painful feeling with your mantra. Okay. Well, I think that's about it for tonight. That's all about the time we have. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this meeting is produce some benefit for you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu ka.
Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you. Bye. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Emin. Thank you, boy. Thank you, Long.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good night.